Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome, welcome, welcome. Today is wrap up day, day 5, and I hope you are as excited as I am. We're going to just jump right into everything today, and we, I know I'm excited about the whole series of Aim to Purpose. So let's just jump in and start sharing the uh, the summary, do a recap real quickly, and then we're going to jump right into allowing Sister Cheryl to move forward once we do the. And can everyone hear? Can you all hear me? Hopefully, yes. Just give me a head shake if you can hear me. We're good to go. Okay, all right. Great, great, great. So let me share. And I shouldn't have any issues because I prepared this ahead of time to make sure. Can everyone see it? Just give me a little head shake. All right, we are good. So let's give this overview, recap on a daily basis. Again, I'm your host, Louise Hicks, and I'm on board with my featured, wow, women, Sister Cheryl Cross, CEO of Consultant Proficiency Resources, and Sister Linnell Williams of Life Management Group. And she will be jumping in hopefully soon. She's having a little bit of a technical problem right now. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And this is Vision on Board 2024, Part 2. And I'm excited because we did Part 1 a few I think it was a couple of years ago, or maybe a year or so ago. And the part 1 was a visual Vision on Board, where we actually created Vision on Board. And from that was born an Aim to Purpose series. And this culminated into the masterclass back on February 18th for Black History Month, and on into our masterclass 5-day boot camp presented by L. Hicks Consulting Services, LLC. And as I just mentioned, we did this February 18th, and it's about reclaiming our legacy as Black queens. And we're going to crown a queen today. And the boot camp started on March 17th in celebration of Women's History Month. And as these wow women of wisdom, I'm excited. So welcome, welcome, welcome. We wish to thank everyone for joining with us today and sharing this journey with us, because it is indeed a journey, an evolutionary journey. So with that said, we're going to keep moving. And I love this scripture, and I repeat it every day. 3 John 2:2. Beloved, I pray that in every way you may succeed and prosper and be in good health, just as I know your soul prospers. And Second Timothy, I can't say enough how much I love this one. For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but a power of love and a sound mind. And notice that power comes first, because without power, as Dr. George Frazier said, Dr. Umar Johnson, Dr. Frazier said, connecting the dots, we can tie up spiders. Dr. Umar Johnson was telling us about power. And again, I'm your host, Louise Hicks. And on my YouTube channel, you can read my bio. I am a radio host and the host of my Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour that comes on Sunday, an award-winning author, coach, motivational speaker, facilitator with a bachelor's degree in social work, as well as I have practiced law, but only on myself. That's the disclaimer, because I really don't have a law degree, but I love law. Sister Linnell Williams is still trying to get in, so I'll just share a little bit about her. You've heard of Jack of all trades. Sister Linnell is a Jenny of all trades. She has done so much. She's a fashion designer, and she has dove into the paralegal freelancing as a paralegal. She has so much experience. And we're going to move into Sister Cheryl Cross. And would you like to give your little, since you're here, Sister Cheryl, why don't you just
Sure,
give a brief?
absolutely. Hi, everyone. I'm Sister Cheryl. I am the CEO of Consultant Proficiency Resources. where we consider ourselves the problem solver, right? We are your second CEO, where you want to find out how to do anything. We're here to resolve that issue. Today, we culminate the 5 days of our boot camp, and the focus theme is business on your mind. And when we speak about a business, you may not necessarily need to be a business owner or an entrepreneur, because running your home is a business, running your department is a business, and everything in life, it's kind of like a corporation. So the tips that we're going to provide you today will serve you all well. I'm also the host of my own online radio program, Jumpstart with CPR, that airs every Tuesday on One Radio, 10:15 a.m. Central, 11:15 a.m. Eastern. I'm also the host of my YouTube platform, where we provide free coaching tidbits. And that is CPR More Leadership Coaching Tidbit. And we recently launched our pop-up online store using a level of creativity. And the latest one, where you'll find some reflection and afterthoughts about this bootcamp, is going to be on Spotify podcast. So having said that, I am delighted to be part of this series with these wild women of wisdom. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from you, the audience. We should all remain in a state of readiness where we're able to learn. That means approaching everything with an open heart. And again, it's a distinct pleasure to be part of this panel. So Sister Louise, thank you so much for the time.
And thank you. And Sister Linnell, did you return? I guess you didn't. So, well, we've shared a little bit about her. She is the founder of Life Management Group, and hopefully she'll be in shortly. So we will move forward. And day one, we talk about life is an evolutionary journey, actually every day. And the theme for day one was This Is Your Life, where we shared about the post-traumatic slave syndrome versus post-traumatic disorder, where Dr. Joy DeGruy was where we opened with a video every day. And we opened with her video on day one, and also Dr. Miles Monroe, where he shared with us how to unslave your life, which was great. Then I talked about what we're going to do today. We're going to crown this Black Legacy Queen. And I have the crown right here today that you will see that she will get. She'll just have to pretend that she's putting it on because she really won't be putting it on, but we'll pretend she is. And it's just answering that one question. And if you can answer that question about being the what would you do? Oh, excuse me here. What would you do with your money that you're going to receive? That's going to be the question of today. So we want you to have written down who and what you will spend that money on. So just think about it, and you can tell us in, I think I said 5 sentences or more. I believe that's what I said. Not 5 sentences or more, 5 sentences of less. I'm sorry about that. Definitely. And I kind of backed up a little bit because I was changing Sister Linnell's name. So let me get back to where I was. Sorry about that. Sometimes a little distraction. So I'm going to get back to where we were and move forward from there. Here we go. And I didn't get to put the rest of her name up there, but she's in the Life Management Group. So as iron sharpens iron, I always like to go over this particular verse. As iron sharpens iron, so one man sharpens another. In our case, it's the queens. We're sharpening each other's tools, and we're really doing a great job of it. And as I mentioned, the giveaway is Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome, the book by Dr. Joy DeGruy, and this beautiful crown. It won't be this one, but it will be one just as beautiful. And a disclaimer now, you're not really going to get $2 million, but you are going to get the book and a crown. as Black Legacy Queen. And we're going to have you all to vote for that person that gives the most, I guess, the most liked answer to that question. What will you do with $2 million if you were given it in reparations? What are you going to do with it? How are you going to spend it? Who are you going to spend it on? And no more than 3 to 5 sentences or less. If you can do it in one sentence, that's fine. The quicker, the better, because we did get a little bit of a late start. And I'm going to be giving away for the runner-ups. You're going to get 4 books, and the books will be these books that you see here will be Dr. Carter G. Woodson, The Miseducation of the Negro, Black Labor, White Wealth, Dr. Claude Anderson, A Hill to Climb, A Teenager's Battle with Cancer, Depression, and Drug Addiction, my own award-winning book, and you're going to get the 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power by Dr. Boyce Watkins. So look forward to that, because reading opens the mind to great possibilities and opportunities. And I always like to talk about the strength of the family, because that's what we're all about, is strengthening our families, raising our children with values and morals, and having that protector, the male figure of our household, be that person that he was born to be, the protector, the provider, the preparer, and us as the queen, the helpmate and the nurturer. So let's handle the business here. And as we move forward into day 1, I spoke briefly about that. We talked about this is your life and how you manage your life through knowing who you are. And Sister Linnell and myself and Sister Cheryl, we gave information about that. And we move on to day 2, where we talked about the Great Divide, where we showed Dr. George Fraser on disconnection, how disconnected we are, because we know that survival for us is connecting the dots. And we call that theme the Great Divide, the disconnect. And we are going to evolve together. And then we wrapped it up with the recap that I've already done about This Is Your Life, and sharing how beautiful we are. We are beautiful Black, women of wisdom, queens. We are never alone. We are strong. We are always loved, and we are the chosen ones. And let's move to the next one. Day 2, we talked about relationships, and that's where we showed how Dr. George Fraser connected those dots and the various types of relationships, the parent-child, the frenemies, the business relationships, and all kinds of relationships, because life is full of relationships, that parent-child relationships. And we gave some great information. We had participation from the audience. It was just a great relationship day. And again, we talked about the helpmate and how we shouldn't allow those destroyers, the negativity, to destroy our minds. Bring in the positive and destroy the negative with all the junkology, so that we can have our structured family. Then we moved on to day 3. Life is evolutionary. As I said, this is our journey, renewing of the mind, where we spoke about health and how important it is to take care of our physical as well as our mental state. And I shared with you these books on the recapping of the next day. We shared the Hebrews to Negroes, knowing who we are. As Sister Linnell shared with us on day 1, she got into it, and we'll deep dive as we move forward into our quarterly reviews and events on a quarterly basis. And we talked about Tariq Nasheed, Hidden Colors. These are some books and documentaries that should be in all of our homes, because we have to have a renewing of our minds so that we can wear our crowns with love, dignity, integrity, and respect. And that is so important. And we moved on into the mental health, where we shared the TEDx video by Denise Francis, and talked about burnout and how important it is for therapy, self-therapy, healing, and how we have to manage our children's health, because that's so important. And also how we deserve, because enough is enough, the poem here that you can read later on, because everything is right here on the YouTube channel. where we went through all 5 days, day by day, day 1 through 5. And then we talked about Malcolm X, how he talked about we have to guard ourselves, because if we don't, we'll become totally victims of brainwashing. So we have to really guard ourselves. Then we looked at this psychological flexibility chart, where we looked at how we take control of our own feelings and how we have to be detached from the thoughts and live in the reality, because some thoughts are not positive thoughts, and how we have to be focused and of self-observance. That's so important. And how we look at our value system and the value enactment, how we align ourselves within those positive values. And then we moved on into day 4, which was yesterday, which was Wednesday. And we talked about our theme being economic empowerment and how we are evolving into that economic empowerment, because it was compelling to me, because I learned a lot, and we learned from the participants. And I'm going to share something that we learned from the participants, particularly Miss Margaret, Queen Margaret. I have a surprise for you, Queen Margaret. And also Black mental health, how it affects and impacts all of us, from the young to the more mature. As you can see here, all these beautiful Black people, from the young to the mature. It's important that through mind, body, and spirit, our soul, we have to guard ourselves and watch what we put into our bodies as well as our minds. That's so important. And then we went on to have the presenters, how we talked about financial literacy and proactive strategies. We were supposed to have a guest speaker, but she was ill and not able to be here. So we dove into it ourselves on proactive strategies that we should be using on how we manage our money and how we spend our money, because finance, believe it or not, that's huge. That's all about power. So we got to be careful. And then we talked about some questions that we can ask ourselves on a daily basis. And I had put them out here, and we went over that yesterday, and how some of us are living from paycheck to paycheck. And I know what that's like. I've been there, having been a single mother and so forth. It can be challenging. So check out these questions and have that renewing of the mind, and do not have that fear of money. Just know how you need to have a money mindset and embrace yourself with that power. And then we moved ourselves into today. And today we are talking about queendom business and how we are evolving together. And this is a surprise I have for you, Sister Margaret.
Okay, I'm surprised.
I do my research. When somebody gives me something new, believe me, I'm going to check it out. So day 4 recap, Sister Margaret shared with us, and Sister Linnell, I guess, reminded her to make sure she shares it with us about the Black tax. And that is by Sean Rochester. I had not heard of Sean Rochester, and I don't know whether the rest of you have, but I listened to one of the videos, and I'm going to share that video with you. It's about 3 minutes, so we're going to run through it quickly. But it's about the Black tax, the cost of being Black in America. And I mean, it's costly to be Black in America. And Dr. Martin Luther King, and he was so right about, in essence, the abundance that goes to the wealthy, and then the abundance that is not enough for the others of us. So that's basically what that quote is all about. And it's a powerful quote. And then we look at Hosea, which is so, pardon me?
Yes, would you like for me to read that quote?
Yes, could you please?
Yes, it says the test of our progress is not whether we add more to the abundance of those who have much. It is whether we provide enough for those who have too little.
Absolutely. And that is so true. And can you go ahead and read Hosea 4:6, because that is powerful as well, because I'm being blocked by some of the names that are coming up.
Okay. Can you scroll it up just a bit?
Uh, No, but I can say it. It says Hosea 4:6. My people perish for a lack of knowledge, and we're good. We're good. My people perish for a lack of knowledge, and we know we do perish for a lack of knowledge. And we often hear the saying, "Knowledge is power," and that's true. Knowledge is only powerful though if you exercise and use that knowledge and put it in action. And I always have this saying, my elements of aim to purpose, which is the aspiration, inspiration, motivation, edification, and determination with vision, faith, hope, knowledge, and action, because faith without works is dead. So you got to do the work. You got to put the work in. So with that said, I'm going to go ahead and thank you so much, Sister Margaret, for sharing the Black tax with us. And with that said, I'm going to stop sharing and I'm going to share with you. I'm going to share with you the video. So give me a moment here and we're going to share the video. Here we go.
The Black tax, an additional financial strain or heavy burden placed on Black Americans by people and institutions who have conscious and or unconscious anti-Black bias. Conscious or unconscious. There is an incremental cost that we pay as citizens just for who we are. Higher mortgage rates, higher rates on auto loans, just for who we are. And by the way, this is a cost that's put on us because of who people think we are, not who we are. How did we get here? How do 40 million African Americans wind up owning just 2% of U.S. wealth after 400 years? 400 years. How is it that at the same time that 4 million former slaves were denied 40 acres and a mule, that a law was passed to distribute 246 million acres to 1.5 million white families? There was a cost to being Black in America, a tax in the form of discrimination, in housing, in education, and in the labor market over the last 150 years. And how has that tax reduced our ability to leave a legacy? And what's the residual impact that it has on us today? And what can you do to reverse the damage? We have 6 million less jobs, 1.4 million less businesses, 1 trillion less in revenue, $8 trillion less in wealth than we otherwise should have within our community. I think you'd agree that it's time for a change.
Okay. Would you all agree that it's time for a change? I thought that was excellent. And thanks again, Sister Margaret and Sister Linnell. Appreciate that. And let me get back to share again our PowerPoint for today. so that we can move forward to day 5. So let me get back to where I was. Okay. Now we're going to have Sister Cheryl to come in, and she's going to take it away. And thank you, Sister Cheryl.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen. I have, in honor of Women's History Month, I think a little bit of inspirational video for, hopefully this is it, the ladies, if it shows. I'm going to expand it. Hopefully you can see it. It's mainly the message on the screen, and I love when you have less talking and more writing. It allows you to reflect, meditate, and really go through a more profound reflection as if you're just hearing. Sometimes we hear, but we don't listen. And this is about listening with our hearts. So hopefully you find this as inspiring as I did. And I hope you find that as inspiring as I did. I don't think it needs further commentary aside from that it links to Dr. George Fraser's whole concept of disconnection in our community versus now we have to connect. In this particular video, it's all about connecting as women, as sisters, and fulfilling the dreams that we have. So I hope you find that inspiring. So today, I was told we have just a few minutes, so I'm just going to go through a couple of bullet points based on business mindset. And I do have an entrepreneur who has a very compelling testimony. If she logs on, you'll also hear from her. She's a mother, sister, friend, entrepreneur, full-time employee, all at the same time. She also is the CEO of a beautiful healthcare, health product line, skin product line, as well as a novice filmmaker and an author. So she wears many hats, as we all do. And I think she would be a great complement to this program. So I'm just going to get into today's didactic. At the end, if we have time, there's a component of my creativity series on YouTube that I would love to inspire you, because one way to grow and expand and tapping in your own creativity, and you don't have to take anyone else's, is doing exactly what needs to be done. There are 4 strategic steps that I teach in my coaching practice. And if we do have time, I will be happy to share just those 4 pieces in terms of what they are. Okay, so again, today is about the business mindset. We know that with the Great American Resignation, the importance of small businesses. And I believe in day 1, I indicated that likened to the Honorable Mia Mottley from Barbados, she indicated that the smaller islands might be invisible, but not indispensable. And that's the way I feel about small businesses or entrepreneurs compared to corporate giants. They may be invisible, certainly not indispensable. And with faith, we can be invincible. So for the future entrepreneur, business owner, I say keep on keeping on. And for those who are doing it, with whether it's from a 9 to 5 and then coming to do your hustle, or you're doing it full time now, like myself, we just need to keep on pushing, especially if you're following your divine purpose. So having a business mindset can help you achieve success personally or professionally. It's just about the mental models that you will approach life. And people who want to start their own business or who want to level up, unlock their potential in corporate, they can do so by really understanding and honing what that business mindset look like. So it's kind of like the mentality. And I would like to state that by doing this, you will always focus on making a difference and creating value for not just yourself, but for others. I think in that video we just saw with the Black tax, one of the things they mentioned is about making a way for everyone else, not just, oh, is it a quote from Dr. Martin Luther King? If you're doing it just for yourself, as opposed to, or the rich man, as opposed to doing it to help the underserved, so to speak, right? Is about looking back, extending that hand, and giving that person a helping hand, wherever platform that you're in, right? You're always ahead of someone, and there's always someone ahead of you. And if we think we could accomplish this alone, we cannot. We have to be able to extend a hand. But if you're busy moving forward and you're grabbing someone's coat, trying to go down or trying to go up, right? Again, that's the crab in the barrel mentality. And the business mindset, even though we're looking at entrepreneurs, applying it in your personal life really has the same mindset. Is about looking back, extending a hand. You go up, there's someone in front of you, someone's extending a hand, and you're doing it in an orderly way, because the God we serve is a God of order. If we're just grabbing recklessly, trying to get to our goal by whatever means possible, those goals would likely not occur. So in developing a business mindset, there's a couple of points I'm going to highlight, and then we're going to delve into maybe another video if that young lady comes in. So the first one is about upskilling. Upskilling is really about professional development and being able to improve one's mindset, regardless of your title, manager, supervisor, employee, CEO, whatever you want to call yourself. We all have to upskill. It's about growing. And as long as we have breath of life, growth, knowledge, expansion is always possible. So it's important to upskill, explore new opportunities. Become proficient in different tasks. So many of us, you hear Sister Linnell says she's a Jenny of all trades, but her love and her true passion is designing. And we all have 1 or 2 or 3 passions as well. But during this time, having a business mindset, especially if you're an entrepreneur or running a department, it doesn't hurt if you were to become proficient in a couple of tasks as well. And what do I mean by that? So if you assess that you are a 5 at a particular thing, if you were to become more proficient out of a 10, 6, 7, 8, that can help you and save money at the onset of your business, or even when running your department. If you're like a -2, then the recommendation from someone like me as a consultant, I would say, well, invest in someone. There will be a greater rate of return, ROI, on investment if you would invest someone. If your skill set, you say you're negative something, right? The time you take to upskill or train, then you're losing value over time with something else. So you decide where you are, rate yourself honestly. If you think you're a 10 at everything, then more power to you. I will come and give you a call. Just let me know if you're a 10. I want to speak to you. But it's about really improving upon the tasks that you believe that you could improve upon. Don't apologize for poor decisions. And we're going to go through a little task about making decisions, again, if time permits. Making mistakes is part of life. No one is perfect. So it's about dusting yourself off and moving forward. The key is not to make the same mistakes twice or 3 times or 5 times or 10 times, right? Then it's just a problem if that is the case, and it's an unwise decision. So you make a mistake, the best thing you can do is use that as a learning moment, learn from it, dust yourself off. The scripture tells us that, the saying gets back up 7 times. So that means we fall up. And that's the same premise here when you're looking at a business mindset. Always be prepared for the future. We're in an era of AI. We have the proliferation of technology. And I tell my clients, regardless of your zip code, because of technology, you are working and living in a global economy, right? Because the technology is keeping us all in touch. We all remember that movie E.T., right? That little finger to touch. Yeah, that's the same concept. So you may have a zip code of 07245, wherever that is. But trust me, you have folks in Africa continent looking at you, India, Asia Pacific, anywhere along that line, in the Caribbean, etc. So part of understanding what AI is doing, we know for a lot of cases, they're displacing workers. And if we see the writing on a wall, let's just say we are part of an industry where you say, okay, the AI is truly going to replace me. That's a signal for you to understand your future and prepare for it. And that means upskilling, getting what you need, focusing on your passion and putting your passion into work. So by the time you get that pink slip and say, sorry, your services are no longer needed, you would already have a plan. That's one concept of understanding and being prepared for the future, as opposed to your future comes knocking and you're totally surprised. Don't be left with your pants down, okay? Proverbial speaking. Keep exploring new business opportunities. And that's a beautiful thing. I remember when I was in business school a few years ago, part of it was we were told we have to stay in a homogeneous market. So let's just say you were selling sneakers, the most you could do is sell socks, maybe women's shoes, right? But now if you are selling sneakers, why can't you sell jewelry? Why can't you get holistic products, right? So you have a more heterogeneous market, and that's more acceptable today than almost 15, 20 years ago when I was in business school. So the concept here, explore new opportunities. If you have a passion for it, many of us are blessed with 5, 10 different things. And it's not problematic at all, because those are the gifts. And during this time, this season more than ever, the Holy Spirit will manifest in a way that if you enjoy something or if you're doing the work of the Most High, He's going to bless you with the gifts to be able to execute, as long as you put Him front and center. And we know that the glory goes to Him. So there are always new opportunities. And I always say, if you get a no, understand the no is just next opportunity, right? It's not a no as to, okay, I'm going to go fold, close up shop and disappear. It's important to know that the no is getting ready for the next opportunity. And that opportunity was not just this opportunity. You want to proactively seek challenges is important as a business mindset, especially in today's market. You want to challenge yourself. I remember in 2023, I was speaking to Sister Louise. And again, when I was in business school, when we talk about marketing, we're looking at a 4 Ps. That was it. There was no such thing as branding per se. There was, but not to that big extent, right? Where everyone is a social media and a brand and this and that. And so when I raised my head from returning from healthcare and decided to pursue my own business, I was surprised at the market. Advertising and marketing and promotion looks totally different today. So what I did in 2023, when I was just trying to outreach and educate individuals about what CPR was all about, part of it was learning what I call my Achilles heel, right? Because I really don't like technology. I use it. I know I have no choice. So you join them, but I had to learn certain things in order to get me to the next level. And that means rolling up my sleeve day in and day out, understanding what particular things they're looking for. And I would encourage you to seek new challenges as well. So even if you are a hair salon owner, you can really have a tutorial on Udemy on how to do hair. That will be considered a passive income, right? So if you just have to really think outside of the box, that's divergent thinking, apply the level of creativity that we teach you. And if you're ready for that challenge, we say not why, you should always ask why not, and get the ball rolling. Use small steps to grow your business. It's important that during this time, whether you're in your infancy stage and you want to grow to the adolescent stage, or your adolescent stage and you think you're ready for the big boys, making that first $1 million contract, go for it. Why not? But ensure that your business plan, you have the micro steps, you take small steps towards growing your business. And part of growing your business, if you were to take a big chunk, just like if you're going to consume food, the big chunk is likened to your choking. So take your small steps, one step at a time, right? You're not racing and competing against anyone, right? You're in your own lane. If you remain focused on your own lane, you would grow and you would be able to expand. My nephew is a track athlete, and I remember giving him cues when he was running. I was like, if you get distracted by the person to your right, to the left, that's slowing down your speed. So you put your blinders on, just like what the horses do when they're doing a horse race, and you stay in your lane, focus on your goal ahead. Your goal is not someone else's goal. So you're not competing with anyone else. If you stay focused, the business mindset will allow you to just continue to aim for the stars. Have the right attitude towards business. We spoke about money. We spoke about having a poor mindset, and we addressed financial literacy yesterday in my discussion. And that's one of the reasons why many individuals are not, many women are afraid to start their businesses, right? They have this whole thing, but I can't. And unfortunately, if entrepreneurship is not part of your legacy or your heritage or your family history, it's kind of hard to envision that, well, if no one else did it before, why can't I do it? Right. So, but at the end of the day, if you have the right attitude towards money, understand it. If you understand how it works, you can take things to the next level. And if you desire, if your calling is to be an entrepreneur, a business leader, own a whole business, even if you're the first in your family, just like being the first to graduate from college, if that's your calling, absolutely. But it's about a right business mindset. Change your thinking about risk. To have a business is risky in and of itself, right? Because you're losing a lot of time. You're putting a lot of time into your business. You're putting a lot of money into your business. In order to make money, you have to spend money. So for some of us, that poverty mindset, we're trying to hold on to that little one and trying to get what we get. That's fine, right? But at the end of the day, I went to a business pitch, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I think it was last week. And one of the things the director spoke about is understanding that in order to level up, unlock your potential, unleash your potential, and to show that you're ready for the big leagues, they're looking for certain things. You have to represent, your company has to represent certain things. And part of that is being able to change your thinking about risk, understanding that once you decide to get into business, or if you think about it, that in and of itself is a risk. But they're good risk. and there's unhealthy risk, similar to investments. They're good risk if you do your research, and then they're really risky risk, right? And depending on your age, you could be more risk averse or not. But having a business mindset, a lot of the inventors would tell you, while it took them a long time, and they were like, this was their 100th attempt, and by the 101, they didn't give up, but they took a risk nevertheless. And similar to that, I want to bring a biblical story in. We look at Noah, right? We all know that he was called to build an ark, and you had to have a level of faith. The fact there was no rain, and someone said that there was going to be rain, and everyone is paying attention and laughing at Noah and his family, but he was building day in and day out because of that faith anyway. He took a risk, and that type of risk is about having that faith as well. So if you're a woman of faith and you're moving forward, of course, with everything, you pray without ceasing, and you seek advice before taking that risk from the Most High for guidance, right? We know the steps of good men are ordered by the Lord. Always be ready for change in this world. The only thing that's constant is change. So be ready to pivot. Don't be stuck in, well, this is the way we do it, or this is the way I know it, I can't do it. Be ready for change, because that is part of business. Understand your strengths and weaknesses. We have an awesome setup on our YouTube platform on how to identify your strengths, your weaknesses, opportunities, and threats as a leader, or even as a business person. So if you don't know your strengths or weaknesses, or what is a threat as a leader or as a person, be sure to go over to my YouTube platform. The very, very first lesson, when I didn't have a very good camera, someone suggested just do it. So it's not about the video, forgive the video. It's about the content. And if you do the work, you will be able to become stronger out of that assessment through that self-reflection. In order to know where you're going, you have to know your strengths and your weaknesses. And if you're going to bring on staff, you need to have something that's complementary. If you have everyone that's strong in one area, in understanding that business mindset, then you're top heavy, right? You want to bring on someone that is opposite you, so you'll have strength in another area. So your weaknesses, your other executive members should have those strengths. So that way you keep it within the family. That's highly recommended. Tune out distractions. That's similar to that race concept. Be clear on your goals, as I stated before, but make sure that it's on your business plan. I've spoken to a lot of individuals. They don't have a written document of a business plan. It's all up here. And if it is, I commend you, because that means you're really, really smart. But after a while, you're going to burn out trying to think and track up here what is what. So you need to take all of that information. If you don't have a physical plan written down, typed out with many pages, with your financial summary, you definitely want to do that. And part of that, you should have your goals as well. Be confident in your decision-making, because as a woman of faith, you would have already taken it to the throne, right? You would have already asked, is this direction you want me to go? So you should be confident in your decision-making and continue to push forward nevertheless. So what I want to do at this point in time is then bring up one more concept that I would like to share with you. And you guys could easily put your opinion in the chat. So one of the most difficult things as a leader, whether corporate or business owner, is making better decisions. And some folks go to the point that they have paralysis analysis. So if you're not good in making the decision, 1 minute is this, then it's this, and 1 minute is this and this, it's important that you're able to be confident in your decision making. That does not mean that change will not happen, because I indicated the only thing that's constant in change, but frivolous changes that could have been prevented is something you want to avoid. So I was going to put this on the screen, but I'm just going to state exactly. There are 3 points I normally give my clients before I speak with them in terms of their level of decision making. So the first one is, would you be interested in giving up a value, something valuable to you, whatever you think it is, for something of less of a value? That's one statement. Are you interested in giving up something of a greater value for something of a lesser value? That's one. The second exchange would be, would you be interested in giving up something of a great value to you for something of a similar or same value of someone else? Would you be interested in giving up a value, something that you consider value, and exchange it for a similar value or same value with someone else? And the third one, would you be interested in giving up something that has great value to you, and the other hand, but the return is something of even greater value? So in terms of decision making, and it's not a trick question, and it's food for thought. If you want to put your answers in the chat, you can. Which one of these do you think likely links to how you decide as a leader, as a business person, as a business owner, as a mom, as whatever? You could put it in the chat. I'm going to try and see if there's anything there that you can read. This is just about what you consider there's value or not. Give up value for less value, give up value for same value, give up value for greater value. Okay, we are shy today. It's not a trick question. Okay, I don't see anyone putting anything in the chat. Okay, so I will just analyze it by saying, if you have to reflect it and say to yourself, I would never give up a value for less. That's a good thing, right? Because if you do, then that would be poor decision making, right?
Someone, Sister Cheryl, someone
Yes.
said, repeat it again.
Repeat it again?
Yes,
Okay.
that's what I just saw in the chat.
Okay. The exchange number one, we're pressed for time, so this is the last time. Would you want to give up value for less value? Would you want to give up value for similar value? Or would you want to give up value for greater value?
Okay, we do have something in the chat. Give up something for greater value. Give
Yep.
up for greater value. Number 3.
Yeah.
Barbara said number 3. Margaret said number 3. Linnell said number 3. I didn't put mine in the chat because I'm monitoring the chat, but I would say for greater value.
Right, absolutely. And you're absolutely right. But there are some individuals who would think that someone else would give up value for less value, right? Because we all consider what we have of greatest value, right? But there's always something greater. It's similar to the premise of, on your climb, corporate climb, there's always someone in front and there's always someone behind. So if we think in terms of value, what I tell my clients and what I say on my radio program every day is understand that everyone has value, to bring value to the table, right? And in our community, what Dr. Fraser was talking about is connecting the dots, bringing the value together. No one gets to decide that you have less or more, right? And part of it is if we share those mutually beneficial values as a community, we can then grow and develop and progress much more efficiently and effectively. And we can do value for value similar, right? That's barter, right? That's a good exchange system. Back in the day, traditionally, we didn't have the paper dollar, right? And we know that what the colonizers did was gave us paper currency, give the motherland countries paper currency for rich gold. Would you consider that to be of greater value or lesser value, right? So someone was, back in the day, we used to say the word punked, right? I think the colonizers punked our ancestors because they gave us paper currency and said, here you go, you're now a millionaire. And guess what? We were trillionaires based on all the minerals and metals that we had. But again, there's an awakening as part of the process. When we consider business and having a business mindset, these are some of the things we have to think about. Bartering is good as long as there's a win-win. Reciprocity is good. You give to get back. It goes both ways. No one should be running away with a running money bag. And in order to get ahead, we do need everyone. And everyone has talents and gifts that we could contribute together. And in terms of a nutshell, I skipped a few steps, but that's it in terms of having a business mindset. I just wanted to highlight a couple of bullet points when it comes to having a business mindset. If you would like me to show the entrepreneurial video, because it's 8:07 and you wanted to have a full hour, I can. If not, we could go right ahead with your queendom. I'm looking to see whether that young lady
how long is the video? Because we're gonna have Barbara to come in next about
Okay,
some
the
legal
video is
matters.
very short. I don't see
Okay, go
the
ahead
young
and play
lady as
it.
well.
Go ahead and play the
Right.
video.
Yeah. So in honor of Women's History Month, I am not a videographer, so this is my video making debut, so to speak. No, not really.
Great,
But
great.
what I wanted to do was to thank the many women that stood with me in 2023, the partnerships that I've forged, the collaborations, and I wanted to say thank you to them. As my YouTube channel began to grow, I wanted to offer them an opportunity to promote their services as well. So this was just my way of saying thank you. And let me see if it's available. So that's it. I love my fellow entrepreneurs. So again,
And your
my-
sister said she loved it too. And
okay.
both sisters said they loved it.
Okay.
One said, beautiful, sis Cheryl, from Nina,
Thank
and
you.
TK Cam said, loved it. I loved it too.
Thank
And everybody's shaking down their head. Yeah, they loved it. So thank you.
Is that you? If that's you going to be presenting, please identify yourself. Your name is a little different there. Just want to make sure. But that's it for me. If that's Sister Nina, Sister
It's me, Sister Cheryl. Hi, I was able to get on
Okay,
a little
great.
late. I do
Okay.
apologize.
That's
So
okay. That's okay.
Okay.
We have
Thank
enough.
you.
Thank you so
We're
much.
gonna have oh, did you finish this, Cheryl? We're gonna have Barbara to come in
Yes, I'm
and
finished.
give us a presentation about legal matters, because we know we all run into legalities at some point in time. And that is so important that we have an understanding on where we can go to get legal counsel. So let me share Barbara's presentation, and then Barbara, oh, there you are. So here we go. I'm going to share your presentation, and it shouldn't be that long. It's pretty brief. And she's going to share with you. Okay, Barbara.
Hello,
Take it
everyone. I am Barbara Smith. Just a little bit about myself. I first am the child of the King of my Most High. I just want you to know that I've been in the PPLSI, which is Legal Shield and ID Shield. I am an independent associate of the business for over 26 years. I also am an ex-county employee. I do the vote by mail-in, all that junk mail that you get for the elections. I'm the one that be sending it to the Californians. So don't be throwing that away and go vote. But I just want to say, I want you to know business is very important, just like Louise. And I want to back up a moment to say thank you so much for having me on your platform. I really, I have loved this 5-day boot camp. Sister Cheryl, you are awesome. Miss Linnell, I just love everything that you all are saying. I mean, because it's very important that we connect the dots. We have to learn. We must learn education and apply it. Many of us, we go to seminars, webinars, we learn everything. But if you don't apply it, what's the use? But I had to get that out first just to say thank you. Just to say thank you. And I am ready to start the slide, Louise. Our company, we are here to help small business owners. We have a portfolio of services that we have. Small business plan. My specialty is the commercial division. That's for owner operators. But we do have plans for small business. Our plans are 49 to 169. And I must share with you, I am not an attorney. Louise is not an attorney. I believe none of us on here are attorneys. So that is our disclaimer. But I wanted you to know our services provide powerful benefits uniquely just designed for you as the business owner. There's only one position that we do not cover as a business owners, and those are nonprofits. All of our business plan must be for profit. So I just wanted to share that with you. Next slide, please, Louise. We were established in 1972. We're protecting and empowering 4.4 million lives in the United States, and we are in 5 provinces of Canada. Our vision is to provide equal access, liberty, equality, and justice, opportunity and justice that every human being deserves. Now, let me just share with you, it's very important that we protect not only our businesses, but our family as well. We've seen all over the news or heard the George Floyd. All of these are Black sons and daughters that has really been murdered. There was no accident here. There's no accident with a man going in the store and the store owner saying that they are stealing a pack of cigarettes. So what you do if he did or did not? We weren't there. I wasn't there. The point is, this man lost his life because someone is saying something. Think about what we're doing. Think about how we're mistreated. Every day we're mistreated. Our sons can't even drive a brand new car because it's Black while being Black driving. That's absurd. But I wanted to get back to the slide. Forbes, Yahoo Finance, CNBC, Bloomberg, they all say great things about us. Next slide, please. Now, small businesses, we are on a small business budget, but we have big business resources. So this is why it's so important that you protect your business. And it doesn't matter what business you're in. We do a lot of different things, contract and document reviews, debt collections, you name it, we take care of it. And when I say me, I mean the law firm. Stop stressing, no guessing, no finger crossing. Many of us Google whatever it is when it's legal, we Google it. We go and ask mama them and sister them and daddy them. Why would you be asking someone for legal advice that hasn't passed the bar? And we are in the 50 states. So why would you ask questions when your business is having something or even a financial matter? If it's legal, shouldn't you be asking someone that has passed the bar? I do believe so. Next slide, please. And these are our business plans. We have a small business plan, which is Essentials $49, the Plus is $99, the Pro is $169. I'm not going to go over all of this. I will tell you that legal advice for an attorney, whatever state you're in, if you haven't talked to an attorney, try calling one up to get an appointment. They give you a consultation free. But call an attorney and ask them questions and see what answers you get. So I just want to share with you, we have plans that fit every need. Just remember, you must be for a nonprofit. The legal advice and the consultation is very important. You do not want to spend $300, $250, however many hundreds of dollars to get advice from an attorney. This is a small, small fee. Next slide, please. And about this slide, if anyone is aware of wanting more information, I'm going to put my information in the chat. We have the individual and the family legal plans, because if you have a business, say for example, someone come in a store, if you have a store or a storefront or a pop-up, there are lots of things legally you have to do. If you have, in California, they have pop-ups. You can be in front of businesses that allow you to do it. You don't have to have license. You just have to get the approval of the store or the company. But what if someone is standing under that kiosk or whatever you want to call your pop-up and someone gets hurt? So we have to think about that. So we have preventative, which is the personal legal advice. We have contracts and document reviews, letters and phone calls written on your behalf. That right there is worth $300, $500, $5,000. It doesn't matter. However many dollars attorneys charge you for preventative, we have to be proactive. We have to act before. We have life event plans, wills, living wills, healthcare power of attorney, financial power of attorney. And for those that's speeding all over the place, we even offer traffic violations as the assistance for your tickets. Tax audits. We have family and domestic for those if you got to get a divorce. It is a 90-day waiting period. We have supplements to help you, but I just want to share with you, these are things that we offer. And trust me, it is a no-brainer. Next slide, please.
Good, good, good. Good job.
And then we have the ID shield, or some of us will call it identity theft. Many people think identity theft is someone stealing your credit cards. That is not what thieves want. Thieves don't care nothing about your credit card. Thieves want to be you. They want to be they want to use your information to get whatever it is that they gain. That's what they want. They don't care nothing about your credit card. But keep in mind, many people are really concerned about not giving my email, not giving my phone number. Well, listen to this. If you ever went to high school, elementary, they got your information. You're ever at a hospital, they got your information. So for all of you that is really gung-ho about them getting your personal information, don't worry about that. What I will say today, get your protection in place so someone can take care of you. So we have online privacy and reputation management. We have monitoring and alerts. This is our ID shield. You can get all of this: passport, court records, addresses, phone numbers, dark web, anything that's about you is protected. So I just want to share that with you. Social media, Facebook, TikTok, all of this is protected, but you must enroll in the plan if that's what you like to do. And we do have a $3 million fraud protection plan. Many people say, Barbara, I have Capital One. Barbara, I have this. Barbara, I have that. I asked them one question. Why don't you call them tomorrow and ask them, do you do wills? Do you do living trust? And call me back. I tell them, call them and ask, if someone steal my identity, what are you going to do? Ask them. You paying them what? Capital One, I think, is $12.95 a month, $13.95, whatever it is. But I just want you to make sure that you get protected. It's very important. Next slide, please. Now, this is going to be a magical question. How do business owners make legal decisions? I just shared with you. People Google it. That's what they do. They ask their friends and mama them and sister them. Stop asking people that don't know the law. Use the friend logical decision, and or you pay hourly rates. So just remember that. Next slide, please. You want to join this collective buying power of PPLSI. That is who we are. Our company has been around for over 50 years. Next slide, please. Okay,
Good
and
job.
this, yes, next
Great.
slide, next slide, next slide. And we do have a mobile app. That's what this is. And that's our disclaimer. And I want to say thank you so very much for listening to my spiel. Business owners, entrepreneurs, please, please, please get your protection. Please get the protection. Now, many of us have money. Many of us have, we do. Dr. Frazier here, I have his book right here. This is a Black billionaire. Jackie Mayfield, for those people in Texas, Jackie Mayfield started here in California. I went to tax school with them. I'm now flying into Texas, seeing this man that I helped cheat on his little test. But it happens. This man, they're very wealthy. I'd be around millionaires and I'd be around billionaires. But I just want to say to you, those people making all kinds of money, and they are in PPLSI. Warren Buffett is also in PPLSI. Warren Buffett, we all know who he is, the richest, one of the richest men in the United States. If he can see that, then we should be able to see that. Just protect your businesses. And
Great.
I just want to say this one thing. I have this, there's a floral arrangement around me. I am the founder and owner of Freytons Decor. I do have a gift to give. Now, these I sell, but I want to give the first person that puts in chat, and I'm going to ask the question. The very first one, you're welcome. I'm going to put my email address in there. You can send me your information. It will not be this. It is a single one. I make the lovely single money roses, and it's real money. That bouquet is real money. That's someone I'm delivering tomorrow. But I do all types of things. So I wear many hats too. So I'm going to put my information in the chat. I'm going to go to my chat, and I want you to put 2 or 3 of the question is, thank you for that. The question is what are the 3 things that business owners make decisions today? So the first one, I went over it. You should have gotten it. It was right there. Okay, but the first person that answers that, if you want to give all 3, give all 3. If you want to give 2 of them, give the 2. But the very first one, so I'm going to put my information. Please feel free to contact me. I'll put my phone number here too. And, you know, if we have questions, I don't know. I'm trying to talk as fast as I can. I apologize if I'm going a little bit too fast, but I only have just a few minutes. And I want to say thank you, Ms. Louise Hicks, for allowing me to participate on your platform. And thank you all for listening.
Thank you, Barbara. Did anybody win that rose? Nobody put it in there?
Well, just guess. Someone give a guess.
Yeah,
What
give
do
a
you
guess. You
do?
get a money
What-
rose. What?
Yes, what do you do when you're trying to get help? But we all know, I said to
And it's not
contact an attorney.
Ghostbusters. Who do you call if you need help? It's not Ghostbusters. Who do you call if you need help? And it's not Ghostbusters. Business need protection. Margaret Steve, we call PPLF. Now that's a good thing. That's from Margaret. So Margaret, Linnell said, thanks so much, Barbara.
You're
Okay,
welcome.
so Margaret Stevenson gets the rose. She said, you call PPLS. So you do get legal, you have to get legal advice. And one thing I do want to say, and we're going to jump into having you to, we apologize for getting a little bit of late a start, so that threw us a little bit behind. But I've had Legal Shield PPLS since 1999. And for me, it's like American Express. I wouldn't leave home without it. And I use it all the time. I've gone to small claims court, won 3 cases. Every case I've ever gone to small claims, I've won because of PPLS. They even go to court with you. Like she said, I've had that to happen too. So anyhow.
This is Linnell. Sorry, but you had to interrupt, but you missed my answer. I said, call Google. Laughable.
Oh, she said call Google. I think you said, oh, I'm sorry. I was saying, I saw the thank you. I'm thinking you're saying thank you. Is that the
Okay.
right answer?
Oh,
Call
I
Google?
did say thank you.
No, it's not call Google. It's remember the slides say make logical or Google decisions. So that is correct. Use a friend who is a lawyer or pay high hourly calls. Remember, that was really I think it was the third slide I went over next to the lab. But
Yeah.
that's what I gave you all the intro to take a look. But I
Yes.
can't keep, but that is the correct
Yes.
answer.
The call Google was close, Sister
Yes.
Yeah,
Linnell.
that's good enough. And see,
Yes.
I was saying,
However,
take a
no.
guess.
Hold. We can't participate in getting gifts, so that gift does go
That
to
gives to
Barbara.
Miss Stevens, and I think it's Miss Stevens, right? Miss
Yes,
Stevens, right?
that's
Okay.
who gets the
I'm
gift because
gonna
we're not participating.
I'm gonna arm wrestle her for her gift.
Oh, but thank you for participating, Life Management Group, Miss Linnell. But the gift has to go to our participants, not to us. Oh, that's great. Because she
Okay.
did say PPLS, and those are the
Right.
attorneys. She called a lawyer. But
Right.
thank you, Barbara, for that
Right.
presentation.
You're
And like I
welcome.
said,
And Miss Stevens, please send me, my email is in the chat. You're welcome to send me your information and I'll
Okay.
get it out. Oh, and by the way, what color is your favorite color, basic colors? So you can send that to me also.
oh,
Okay.
great.
Thank you.
Okay, now we're going to get into, give me a minute here. We're running a little bit over, of course, but we have 30 minutes.
We have one more presentation, Sister Louise.
Oh, okay.
Sister Nina, her testimony.
Okay, Sister Nina, we are running short of time, but we're going to allow you to come in and just kind of make it a little bit brief for us. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me on your platform. I've been enjoying the last few days. So I'll just be very quick, talk a little bit about my business and what I offer. So I'm the CEO and business owner of Nina K Naturals. It consists of natural hair and skincare, natural based organic hair and skincare. I'm also an author. My book is called The Blossoming of a Sacred Lotus. That book can be found on Amazon. So I'm a woman's owned business and committed to providing a lot of high quality natural skin and hair care beauty products. My mission is to empower women to embrace their natural beauty while promoting sustainability and environmentally friendly and conscious products.
Love
Again,
it.
my products, thank you. My products range again from skincare, hair care, body oils, and also candles. I've been diving into candles and a lot of home decor like diffusers and things of that nature. A lot of that, those products can be found on my website. And the reason why I decided to launch this business was the story behind my book, why I wrote my book. The book, The Blossoming of a Sacred Lotus, is like a transformative journey of how my journey through rape and molestation. I was raped at 12 years old from my father. In that book, it explores a lot of themes of self-discovery, resilience, my personal growth, and I was extremely transparent and my journey and my ups and downs and the things that I've been through in my life while journeying through self-discovery and healing. During the last days of my father's life, the last 7 months of his life, I took care of my father, and that was my way of forgiving him and also healing. I had a lot of hate and envy and bitterness was riding inside of me. And I wanted to, do the work of healing and becoming a whole person in the Most High. I was a church going woman, and I grew up in church, but I really understood who Yahweh was around 2015. And a few years later, that's when I decided to really do the work and forgive, my father with taking care of him in his last days. So after he passed away, that's when I decided to write my book to share my testimony. So the book is on my website, and also I have a documentary that shows some intricate parts and areas of things that happened to me in my childhood leading up to my womanhood, and just a survival journey, my full story of Nina K. Natural, how she was birthed.
Oh gosh, Sister Nina,
I
can
know
you
that was a
come
lot.
on?
I had to pack it in a few minutes.
No, you did great. You did great. Can you come on my podcast and share your story? Because I know there are a lot of people out there who have gone through what you have gone through, and your story is so compelling. So would you be willing to come on my Aim to Purpose Spiritual Empowerment Hour and share your story, your products? Everything is packaged so beautifully and so professionally. I love it. And you are beautiful. I love you.
Oh, thank
Oh, so you got to come on my show. Are you going to come?
Oh, that's without a question. I'm so humble too. Thank you.
Good job,
Okay.
Sister Nina. Good job.
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
was beautifully presented and so compelling. And my heart goes out to you being brave enough to share that in your book. And what's the name of your book again?
The blossoming of a sacred lotus.
Oh, wow. Beautiful title, too. I love it. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you so
And thank
much.
you.
You're
Yeah,
welcome.
thank you, Sister Cheryl. Let me put my information in the chat because I want you to contact me and give me your information because I really want to have you on my program so we can discuss further your journey because it is so compelling, and being an author and being brave enough to take care of your father, that is, it's great. It's a great story. And thank you for sharing that. You got me all
Louise,
confused now. I'm trying to put my information in the chat. Does anyone
Louise,
want? Yes.
excuse me, how can she put her website or something in the chat for us,
Oh, yes. Could you
please?
Yes,
put
ma'am.
your
I'll add
website?
that information for you. Okay, I'll
Yes.
do it right now.
Yeah, put that in the chat because you said your website is has your book and all of that, right? Because I'd love to read your story
Yes,
and
it has all
and
the
be
links, and it has the link to my documentary as well.
and I want an autographed book so I can read it before you come on the show. I love getting because I love reading. I've been reading since I was born reading.
No
So
problem.
yeah, I would love to get an autographed copy of your book and so that I can read it and have you to come on the show. I
Yes.
love your testimony. It's such a beautiful testimony. Thank you so much. And you have that everything packaged so professionally. So we're
Thank
gonna
you.
get ready while I put this in the chat while I'm putting my information in the chat as well, so you'll be able to contact me. Get your questions ready now, Queens. I'm going to show one more slide real quick. Let's see. Do either of you have anything to say, Linnell or Sister Cheryl, before we start getting everyone to read theirs? And we're running just a little bit probably over. I hope everyone doesn't mind because we have to crown that queen, and I have the crown to show you.
I really don't have anything to say as far as imparting, knowledge. I think everything on my part has been spoken. I just am so overwhelmed. The ladies that have been on and shared with us today are so beautiful and so replete with information. I'm beside myself. So thank you, ladies, Miss Barbara, Miss Nina. Thank you for being with us.
Yes, yes, yes. Sister Cheryl, anything you want to say before we start having the participants to share? Then we can vote.
No, let's get into it.
Okay, who wants to be first to go and share how you're going to spend this $2 million? And then I'm going to share the last slide and we'll end with the
I
last
will.
slide. Okay,
I
go
will.
ahead, Miss Barbara.
Oh, thank you so very much. This is overwhelming. Oh my goodness. Okay. What I will do if I won $2 million reparation money, first I would pay my debts all. I would help my 3 daughters and my grandkids. I would take 100 to 500K and give back. I would give it to the high schoolers and the college students that want to start or jumpstart a business. And I would make sure that they spend the money right. I would also spend some of the money, and I'm in prayer to find someone, maybe someone's son or daughter, a younger person, to buy a van so they could take the seniors around. They can have a day to the movies, a day to, shopping and see my mom. I took care of my mom before she passed. So seniors are very important to me. But that is what I would do. I would only use just a little money for myself. I would give it all back because I believe when you give it away, you're going to repel more. So that's what I would do. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You all listen up now because you're going to vote for who you feel is spending this money the wisest based on everything we've covered about business and money matters and so forth. So who's next? What are you going to do with the $1 million? Unmute and share because you're going to get
go next.
this
Yeah.
crown here. Okay, go ahead.
I'm Ruth Robinson. If I have that $2 million, what I would do, I'm old now, so not too much I can do, but my whole dream was to go to Africa. I would go to Africa, spend all my money over there, because I'm like, what I'm going to do with it. So I help the underdeveloped countries, help them, show them how to, upgrade themselves, and especially work in those orphanages, because all my life I've been around children and still around children. And so that's what I would do. Because like I said, money would make me something that I don't want to be. And I want to take that chance of losing my chance of living with my Heavenly Father. And that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Who's next? Be sure you guys listen because you're going to have to vote. And there are going to be 5 winners, the crowning of the queen, as well as 4 runner-ups that's going to get a book. So who's next?
Margaret is next.
Okay, go Margaret.
Okay, I have it narrowed down to 3 numbers, 1, 2, and 3. You said sentences. I just put number 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, that's good enough. However you want to do it, just make it brief. That's all I ask for everybody.
Okay, number 1 is I would tithe. And the way I would tithe is to divide it up among 2 or 3 ministries that I really feel are really doing the work. Number 2, invest in some gold mining, not just gold mining. And number 3 has several parts, but it's titled under put it in trust. And these are the areas that it goes out to. I want to make some youth entrepreneurs, teach youth how to be entrepreneurs. Put it in tax overages. I want to produce a farm. And the second part of that farm is for natural herbs. And then I would like to do Amazon Audible. These are supposed to be streams of income that I'm giving you, but they're all in the trust. And 2 more things. No, 1 more thing. Help get clean water. I would use Mr. West, Mr. Moses West, clean water for everybody.
All right. Okay, thank you, Margaret. Who's next? What are you going to do with that $2 million?
Hi, I'm Karen, Charles' sister. Okay. With that reparation money, at first, I have to give that 10% back to God Almighty. Of course, without him, I would not have received that reparation money in the first place. Also, ladies, I enjoyed the boot camp of the Wow Woman. It was very informative and I have learned a lot. So with that being said, I would also like to invest back into this community and maybe purchase about 1,000 of the 4 books that was represented in the program. I would like to buy those books and also distribute it in my community. I am a teacher, so it's important for me to give back to the young kings and queens in my community so that we can uplift them and start hearing about what should I say, anything else going forward. Also, I have to be honest, I would love to build wells and all of those things, but I have 2 children. We need to pay back those student loans. It's very important. I cannot rely on Trump or Biden, so I'm taking that money to help them pay back for their student loans, get their financial freedom back. Then I'm going to take my beautiful sister Cheryl and my 3 other siblings, and we are going to go to Africa, visit Zanzibar, go to Mombasa, and I have to leave a little bit back and invest in anything else that I feel like, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm going to do yet. So I'm going to hold something back.
Okay.
That would be it. But great seminar, ladies. I enjoyed the boot camp.
Thank you. And which sister are you? Which sister are you?
I'm Jorin. I'm the one that was missing in action yesterday.
Joy?
Right, the one with the phone that you couldn't see.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Galaxy, Miss Galaxy, right?
Okay.
Okay, who's next? Moving on. Who's going to share next? Anybody else?
Hello. Hi. This is Sister Corinne.
Okay.
You see. So what I would do? Well, first of all, like my sister said, 10% goes back to tithes. Going to then pay off my mortgage, pay off my sister's mortgages for their homes. For my nieces and nephews, any outstanding debts that my sisters may have, clear it off. Clear off any outstanding debts that I may have or my spouse may have, clear that off. Then I will take some of that money. I will say probably take about another 50% and divide it among my sisters. So I know they're good investors, so they can help their kids do whatever they need to do to help out the nieces and nephews or however they want to invest it. Because I figure my wealth is their wealth is mine. Help out my husband if, there's any little thing he may want to give to his family, maybe 10% of that. And the rest invest in business, either buying homes, which is proper equity, rent them out, and invest the rest. And thank you very much, ladies, for a wonderful seminar. It was very edifying, both spiritually and mentally. And I appreciate all that you ladies have done. A lot of work went into it, but it was absolutely excellent. Sorry I missed out on it yesterday, but it was really excellent. So I want to thank each and every one of you guys. Great, great job.
Thank you so much.
Spent. You're very welcome.
Thank you. Gosh, this is going to be some stiff competition here. Everybody has great investment interests. So I'm excited. I'm wondering, you guys got to vote now, so keep in mind who's next.
Good night, everyone. Good night, beautiful ladies.
Good night.
Good night.
Speaking? Who's speaking?
Okay, my first action would depend on my personal and financial goals and priorities. like, for instance, investing, emergency funds, debt repayment, retirement savings, charitable donation, and travel and experience.
All right. Now, whose iPhone? What's your name?
Carol.
Carol.
Carol is the name.
Okay, Carol. Thank you. Who's next? I tell you, this is some stiff competition here.
It's another sister, of Cheryl's sister.
Okay.
I'm another teacher who has been missing yesterday. Very exhausting. I'm gonna piggyback on what the ladies had said. Definitely, always seek first the kingdom of heaven and everything falls in line. My tidings, that's number one with God. Number two, of course, family charity begins at home. My family, my nieces, my nephew, my kids, my in-laws, make sure that they're taken care of. So as an educator, I always advocate for higher education. I've always advocated for younger people. It's a very passion of mine, knowing that our kids are indoctrinated. How do we make transformation? Transformation is something, the seed that we build into our future generation. Our kids are our future generation. If we don't start with them, this world, it's already corrupted, but we have to plant that seed. The only way to plant that seed is to have a school system, an education system that is totally transformed. With the grace of God, definitely I would have the right people to work with me to make this transformation happen. Definitely in that school, there is going to be a Hebrew school, a school where they learn about Jesus, because God is first in everything we do. And it's sad to say our young people, they have God behind their backs, and it's really a very scary sight. And it's very heartbreaking to see how our future generation, what's to come for them, because nothing is preparing them spiritually, emotionally, and physically to combat what's is going to happen in this world, for them. So that's one of my goals is to transform the school. In regards, to financial blessings, I think once I seek the kingdom of God, I know he will bless us bountifully. So I'm not concerned about financial blessings in that respect. I know God is going to give back to us, but definitely the youths are important. The youths got my heart. And I think if we can transform the mindset, because we have been indoctrinated, so are they. So if we can transform the mindset, I think definitely it will be a better society for all of us to live in.
Awesome. Oh gosh, like I said, you guys, this is very, very exciting. Who's next? Great investments of this $2 million. The non-disclaimer now. I'm not giving it away, but hopefully we will get reparations one day. Who's next? Did everyone have an opportunity? I have 7 people who have spoken. So, and we have 13 people in here, and we're not going to be addressing anything because we're not participating voters, myself, Cheryl, and Linnell. So who's next? Anybody else
I
want to
guess I'll
talk?
go.
Okay, go ahead. Nita?
Yes. So definitely, I will definitely give my 10% to the Most High as well. However he moves me to sow that seed, that's where I will sow it. I'll also invest a portion of the funds expanding my business. I do have a desire for social impact initiatives. So definitely I will be aimed towards helping homeless, abused victims, and struggling entrepreneurs. That is something that I honestly do off the record anyway. So that's something that I would like to do more of. Community outreach, education, allocating funds towards community outreach and educational programs focused on, financial literacy, wellness, which is extremely important, and empowerment. Which will probably consist of webinars, workshops, things of that nature. Investing in sustainable initiatives such as, friendly ingredients and environmentally friendly wellness products and packaging, things of that nature when it comes to like entrepreneurs who are looking to get into the natural, organic based and wellness sector. and also long-term planning and endowment, such as, the continuity of social impact initiatives for the homeless, the abuse of prevention, entrepreneurship, empowerment, and its perpetuity.
Wow. Thank you, Sister Nina. Who's next? 8 down. Who's next? Anyone else want to participate and give what you're going to do? Okay, if no one else, we're going to see your votes. So can everyone vote? We had 8 people to give what they would do with their money. So let me tell you who they were. I'm going to run through it and try and summarize it as best I can. And hopefully I'll get it because everybody had some great responses. So let me see. I tried to capitalize and I hope you guys help me with that. So let me see if I can summarize. Barbara went first and she said she would pay debts, help others, give back 100K to school education, give to seniors. Ruth would spend her money, underdeveloped countries, go to Africa, work in orphans. Margaret, and I hope I'm kind of summarizing, I did the best I could to try and keep up. Tides, gold mines, several trusts and youth to be entrepreneurs, tax form, get some natural water or the clean natural water. And you guys heard them, so I'm just kind of recapture as much as I could. 10% was by Galaxy. I think she said Joy. Did I get that right? Help me, Linnell and Cheryl, if I missed something. I'm just trying
That's
to.
correct. That's
Okay.
Jordan, Joryn. Mhm.
Okay, Jordan, Joryn.
Yes.
Okay. And she said she was going to buy books, distribute because she's a teacher and because she really wants to uplift the students because of financial freedom and to take her sisters to Africa. I like that. Hold something. You guys are just awesome with everything. Then TK Cam, she's going to tithe and pay off her sister's mortgages, nieces and nephews, pay off debt, 50% divided with her sisters and helping her husband and invest in business and rental property. Then Carol's on the iPhone said she's going to do personal and financial goals, debt and retirement. And B.A. Nelson said she's going to tithe for the kingdom, help the family, extended family as well, invest in future generations and the school, Hebrew schools. And also transformational mindsets for the youth. And Nina, 10% tidings as well, business, social impact initiative, homelessness, impact, entrepreneurs, assistance, community outreach, invest and empower with others and wellness, and so forth. I hope I captured as best I could, and I hope you all did. So now you need to vote. So vote on who you feel. Give it I did 8 people. 8 people participated, so you need to vote on. Let me give the names again, and we'll see. Just put names in for who you're voting for, and we'll just go by counting the names. Barbara, Ruth, Margaret, Jordan. I call her Joy. TK Cam, Carol, B.A. Nelson, and Nina. Those are the names. So you guys need to put the names in that you feel in the order that you feel is spending the money from your perspective and what you've gotten out of the boot camp. From your perspective, that's spending the money the most wise. And they're going to get this crown. I'm going to mail it to whomever Someone says hard for me to vote for one person, as each vote was heartfelt and personal for different reasons. And I've been saying that ever since I was reading. I know it's hard, but we got to get a winner, and we got to get 4 runner-ups. So it is very hard. So what are we gonna do? What do you suggest then? Who gets the crown and Dr. Joy DeGrew's book? Because it seems like nobody wants to vote, because everybody was compelling on how you're spending the money, and everybody is spending that money so wisely, because the thing is, you're not being selfish with the money. And that's what I loved most about it. No one was selfish. So B.A. Nelson said all the sisters, and I totally agree, TK Cam, but somebody
Yeah, I think going back to the discussion we have, life is tough. We have to make tough decisions. And this is not an attack or anything on anyone else less. It just means that everyone was wonderful. And you have to look at, I think part of it is understand the sustainability part of it. You know, what investment is going to take you generations to go. That means impacting the mind, impacting the community, etc. If you want to look at it that way, but it's not really voting against someone, but voting
right,
for.
You're not.
You're voting for something, which is sustainability. Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, we did have Margaret to put in there. Joy, B.A. Nelson said Joy. I'm calling you Joy, and I know that's not how you pronounce your name, so forgive me. And where is, she said, invest back into the community, buy books to distribute to teacher, give, she's a teacher. And I love that about the youth as well. Give to your to uplift the students, pay off their loans, financial freedom, take her sister to Africa. Now, Joy, are you taking me too? I'm going to be your blood sister for a while here. So, okay. Well, we only got, Joy got the votes here, so.
We have 3 Jurens, 1 TK Cam, and 1 Carol, from what I see. And I think someone voted for Sister Carol, so we have to make sure the one on top. Yeah, Sister Carol, Sister Euland's voted for Sister Carol.
Yeah, you guys count the votes up, because I'm showing the crown. You're going to get a crown just like I have on my head. Tiara.
You all picked 3G speakers. That's funny. Sister Barbara, that's funny. Sister Jurin is a 3G speaker. That's funny. Did he say that?
You all picked 3G speaker. 3G speaker.
So it looks like
you all pick. I'm saying the 3 of you all pick. That's what I was saying. The speaker,
no.
you and Cheryl, and that's what I was saying.
We should speak. And I mean, we should pick, and I don't want to pick because I don't feel we should do that, because it could be conceived as a conflict of interest for us to do it. So we're going to go with what's in the chat here.
Correct. I agree.
A lot of people don't want to vote because they don't want to vote for one and not the other.
Yeah, we understand.
That is really what's going on.
But we have runner-ups too. We have 4 runner-ups. So if everybody, who has the most votes so far? And is everybody voting? Who has the most votes?
So far, I have 3 votes for Jurin, 1 vote for Carol, and 1 vote for TK Cam.
Hello?
And 1 vote for Nina. Jurin, you voted for Nina? You said did he put
Hello?
it?
I'm sorry, this is Ruth. My keyboard's not working, so I can't type in the chat. But I do want to hitch a ride with Jordan to Africa.
Okay.
Okay, so 4 for Jurin, 1 for Carol, 1 for TK Cam. Sister Jurin is trying to put in hers in the chat. Your vote, sis?
This is the crown.
1 vote for Sister Nina. So 1 vote for Sister Betty and 1 vote for Sister Nina.
Okay.
Nina, 1 vote for Sister Betty. Let me just see. And I thought I saw someone else further up. I'm going to go further up.
Yeah, you keep track of the votes, and I'm gonna hold up and say who you tell me who has the most votes, and we're gonna give you 2 more minutes to vote.
Okay, if anyone else hasn't voted, please put your vote in.
You know, you can vote for yourself if you want to.
There you go.
Nobody said you can't vote for yourself. Give yourself a vote if you'd like. Because we're not going to vote. Wouldn't be right for us. It could be a conflict of interest. Okay.
Thank you. Yes, 9:04. We couldn't close the vote. So we have 4 for Joran, 1 for Nina, 1 for Carol, 1 for Betty, and 1 for TK Cam.
So, oh, wait a minute. Jordan has the most votes, right?
Yes.
So she is crowned Black Legacy Queen. So Joy, I call you Joy. Remember, I'm saying Joy. I know that's not your pronunciation, but you are crowned Black Legacy Queen. And there you are. And this is what you get, my dear. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. And I would
And the
also
book.
thank you. Amen. And Shumi, come here. I would like to give a testimony about this as well. Yesterday I had a dream about marigolds, dandelions, and I told my sister about it. So, and I told her when I Googled the dream, it meant much success, prosperity, good health. And I told her, I say, and that crown, I'm going to win the crown, but most important, I want to win the money. But not necessarily, like you said, it was a disclaimer, but I just believed in my dream, so I'm so
See, what did I tell you guys about speaking it and believing it without a
right.
doubt?
I remember
talked
your
to you
vision
about
board. Exactly. So I remember the vision board and I just believed in it so much. So I told my sister and I said, okay, if this comes true, I have to give a testimony about it. Also,
Yeah.
the books, ladies, I am really excited about the books. So I'm also going to purchase the books, all 4 of the books. I can't remember the names, but I'm going to purchase them. But because again, I think it's very important that, we give back to our community and our Black kids. Again, my sister Betty as well, I loved her speech as well. We are teachers and we are very passionate about it. And what we see every day is so disheartening, so for us, it means a lot to give back. And by hearing your workshops, or who knows, maybe one day I could maybe you would like to come to my school and present something to the kids.
Where's your school?
Sorry, I go to school in East Orange. My sister is in Piscataway, I believe. So it would be nice, but
New Brunswick.
yes, New Brunswick, yeah. But it would be really great. These kids really need to see women. And my principal, she called the students kings and queens. So it would be such a wonderful experience for them to actually see the
where did you
queen
say
with the
your school?
crown.
Where did you say your school is? What state is it in?
Okay. So right now, okay, it's a long story, but right now I helping out at the school in East Orange, New Jersey.
Okay, I got you.
Right. So I would prefer to do that privately, so I can tell you about
Yes,
that.
we will.
Yes.
We will. And
Yes, but you women
as queen, I need you to come on the program because you are the queen. So are you willing to come on the show as well? Wearing we'll both wear ours. Can you do that?
Yes, I will. Thank you
And
very
give that
much.
testimony because that is so important to share because I'm a firm believer in speaking it. You ask, believe, you receive, and you accept.
Exactly.
And you've done it all.
Amen. And again, I also wanted to win those books. Notice I said win the books. I wanted the books because my daughter, she left teaching. Now she's going into journalism. And she too is an inspiring author. So by giving her the books, she already has on her vision board, she's going to be, oh my goodness, she has on her vision board that she's going to be a best-selling author. So I'm gifting it to her because There we
Sounds
go.
like a plan.
Yes,
And
you
you
know,
will,
you guys are
as-
awesome.
Thank you. Thank you, thank you. And thank you for that testimony and congratulations again on being crowned Black Legacy Queen of Aim to Purpose. Gosh, you guys got me so, oh gosh, this has
Sister
been so
Lee,
great. Of the
because
Aim to
in
Purpose
actuality, we
Empowerment
all
Series.
and you know, and again, you know, thank you guys for being very selfless. You know, so that was very nice. Of all my sisters, I know you voted for me, so I appreciate it. Okay, but we are all queens, everyone in their own rights, you know. So
Absolutely,
and my
absolutely. And
sisters are
thank you
amazing.
all for coming
I
in
saw
and
you,
being
Sister Tina.
reclaiming our legacy as Black queens. And we have four
Okay.
other books now that we have to give. So, Sister Cheryl, who was
Sister Nina, Sister Carol, Sister Betty, and Sister Corinne. I could put it in the chat if you have to go back to it.
who got the votes? Who got the next number of votes?
All of the votes were one each. So Sister Nina, Sister Carol, that's the iPhone. Sister Betty. I have all their contacts. If you need to send it to, I can facilitate. And then Sister Corinne.
Nina? Well,
Mhm.
one, we got, how many people we have with one? One each.
4, yeah. Let me go back and see if there is anything else added. And if I'm incorrect, ladies, please let me know. I'm just seeing one. Is it anybody?
Can I voted for myself, but go on. And
Okay,
give
so we have
no,
one
no,
for Sister
give
Barbara.
to the 4, give to the 4, and that way we can be done.
Sister Barbara voted.
I'm
Okay, Sister
selfless.
Barbara.
Yes.
Okay.
So give to the first 4, and that way it'll be over.
So we had 4.
Give to the 4th.
But Sister
Right.
Barbara, I think what we can do is you already have one of the books. Sister Nina's book is awesome. So I would love for you to read Sister Nina's book. Sister Nina just gave her testimony. If interested, we can award you that as well. And I also do have the mugs for you as well. And for
Yeah, see, I won the mug. That's what I'm
yeah, and you could do the mug or the t-shirt.
Yeah,
If you want a t-shirt, you can. And I have to say, this is courtesy of Sister Ruth. She said, when you have your conference, I'm paying for this. I want you to be able to donate it to the lady. So maybe Sister Louise, in addition to the book, I will also send each of the sisters a mug. And for the one person who came all the days, Sister Barbara, and Sister Jurin, but Sister Jurin already won. So Sister Barbara, you get extra. You came all 5 days.
Sure did. Every day.
Right? And Sister Margaret, you did too as well, right?
Sister Margaret did too, I believe. Didn't you come every day?
That's what we would do because we believe in equity.
Yes.
Absolutely. We want everybody to leave with something. That's for sure.
So we'll be sending you something extra. Okay.
Each one of you had 111. So since you 111, the 4 of you, I don't know who wants to go. Who put it in the chat first? I guess I don't know how to give out the books in the order so you can get the book of your choice. I don't know how.
Oh, that's quite interesting. I think I think they're all worthy reads, and I would recommend that for sisters. It's an investment, right? A book like that is something you collect, and it's a collectible. Right?
And I'm going to sign all the books that when I send them to each of you. So does anyone, I have my book, A Hill to Climb, A Teenager's Battle with Cancer, Depression, and Drug Addiction, The 10 Commandments of Black Economic Power by Dr. Boyce Watkins, Black Labor, White Wealth, Dr. Claude Anderson, and The Miseducation of the Negro, Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Those are the books. So I'll just send them out since they're 111. I don't know how we can give it because no one came in with the number of books to pick your book. So I don't know how you want to do that. Does anyone, either one of you, Linnell or Sister Cheryl, have a suggestion on how, or just
yeah, I think based on the books, if any of the sisters want to be the first one to say which one they want, you have the last 5 seconds because we're 9:13 and we do have another taping to do.
Right.
So first come, first serve. If not, I think we just need to be able to send it out because they're all collectibles. We should all have it in our library.
Well, I don't
So
know whether I get a book or not, but I have all of them. I would like, if
You
I
will,
get a book, I would like
what
Sister
what
Sister
Nina's book?
Sister Cheryl, I thought said she was gonna allow you to get the book by
Sister
Sister
Nina.
Oh,
Sister
okay,
Nina,
okay,
Barbara.
Yeah.
okay,
Yes.
And
okay,
I
thank
already
you.
have your address,
Oh,
Sister
okay,
Barbara.
right.
So
Yeah.
Because
So
see, I
you'll
she's
be
have
gonna
getting
all the
the
other
mug
books.
and
yeah.
Sister Nina's book.
Yeah, Barbara
Okay.
has all the other books.
Yeah.
So she's
There
looking
you go.
forward to getting Sister Nina's book. Compliments of Sister Cheryl. Great,
Yeah. Yep.
great,
Yep.
great.
Yep.
So sure anyone. Okay, TK Cam says sure anyone. So if you guys are willing, I'll just send out a book then because I mean, I don't
Yeah.
when you didn't get a runner up, we'll just do it like that for time's sake.
Yeah.
So we'll just send out a book. And if she said 5 seconds, you can put in there which book you want, and nobody put in there which one they want. So we'll go from there.
Yeah. And there's also going to be Women of Wisdom certificate of completion
Oh,
for those
Nina
two
said Black
women.
Economics. Okay, Nina.
Yeah.
If you
For the
don't-
2 women that came all 5 days, we will be sending you along a certification.
So Nina will
Giving
get
you the notice of
Dr.
attending all 5 days. We do appreciate your time because time is the most precious resource. So thank you.
Right. So Nina, you get Dr. Boyce, Miss Education, BA Nelson. Okay, so you guys are coming up now. So BA Nelson and Dr. Boyce, those two will go to Nina and Miss Education. Okay. Nina, BA, uh,
Black
Doc-
Economics with Sister
Dr.
Nina.
Carter,
Yes.
Dr.
Yeah.
Woodson.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So those two. And now we have Black Labor, I'm sorry, and A Hill to Climb, my book and Dr. Claude Anderson's book. Those two are left. And
Sister Barbara, if you want to come on my show for the Legal Shield, I think it's very important. I remember joining Legal Shield in my 20s, and I think it's something I want to consider as a small business owner as I advance. So I have your contact. We'll talk
Okay.
about
Thank you.
coming on my radio program as well, okay?
Thank you.
You're
oh, that
welcome.
would be awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay, so anyhow, we're gonna show one more. Let me share this other slide. This is great. I love it. We're gonna share one more slide and then we're gonna close out. And I apologize for keeping you all a little bit over. But let me go to the last slide. Here's our last slide where we discuss business on our mind. And just to recap, effective leadership, self-leadership, and we talked about that in the home, how you are a business owner in your own home because you're the CEO, the COO, the CFO, you're all of those in your home. And we want to make sure that you understand what's in your vision dictates what's in your wallet. And we need to make sure that we understand what Sister Cheryl brought forth about business, because it's so important that you understand those steps of entrepreneurship, real estate, stocks. We've talked about all of this briefly, cryptocurrency, life insurance, living trust and wills and ownership, and how, most importantly, how we connect the dots. And if you don't take any action, you can have all the knowledge you want to, and you will have no legacy because it will only create confusion within your family when we pass on and you have not put your house, so to speak, in order, because there will be nothing but powerlessness and devastation and brokenness and despair. So we must have a renewing of our minds, a mindset change to begin closing the wealth gap within our Black community, where Black women, the women of wisdom, Black queens, are the most devastated. And they are part of the strength of our family, as well as that king and queen. We have to come together. And is it anybody else want to make some closing comments before we leave? Because this, as Michael Jackson would say, this is it. And we thank you all so much for coming in and sharing in this awesome boot camp week with us. So give yourselves a hand because it has been amazing. And Sister Joy, to me, you are a joy. So if you don't mind, I'm coining you Joy. Queen Joy. I love it. And I'm looking forward to you coming on the show. And I'm looking forward to, our presenter with those awesome skincare products and all the products you have. I'm looking forward to you coming on my show as well. So be sure and get my information out of the chat and subscribe to the YouTube channel, Aim to Purpose Radio. That's so important that we impart information, share it, because these will be all of them, everything, the master class and everything will be right here on Aim to Purpose Radio, my YouTube channel, my website. You can go to my website, www.louisehicks.com, and you can see everything. Everything is in the chat. And Sister TK Kim says, thank you, ladies, so much for your time and knowledge. And thank you all for making this possible, because without you, there would be no us. And we thank you. So closing remarks by Sister Linnell and Sister, thank you, Barbara. She said this was phenomenal. So I want you guys just give some final comments, because we know we got to jump on the other platform quickly.
Okay, this is the final day and the sum of everything that has been said and done. And actually, I am overwhelmed. I cannot express that enough. And I can't say thank you enough to everyone who participated. It took everybody to make it great. And I feel like I'm eternally changed because of this interaction that I've shared with everyone this week. So again, thank you for sharing.
Thank you, Sister Sister Linnell. I appreciate that so much. And I thank you both for your kindness of coming in to assist me, because we don't do this alone, as Sister Cheryl mentioned earlier, and Dr. Frazier said. Connecting the dots and networking. That's so vital. So Sister Cheryl, some final thoughts, and then we're going to let everybody go so we can jump on that other platform and share.
The radio program. Absolutely. I want to thank you, ladies, for coming, participants, panelists, and individuals giving your time. As I indicated, the most precious resource I can think of, in addition to love, is time. When you give your time, you're showing love. And it's once you give that time, let us go back to our communities and continue to connect and be about action, which is about helping each other. So Sister Louise asks for you to subscribe to her platform. Please go ahead, subscribe, hit the thumbs button, then go to Sister Linnell's, and then come to mine. It's important in terms of supporting. Then go to Sister Nina's and support and subscribe and hit the thumbs button. It's very important. And lastly, I would like to close. There's a motto. I'm from Trinidad. And we say, together we aspire, together we achieve, because together everyone achieves more. Remember to connect the dots. Thank you so much, Sister Louise and Sister Linnell. And ladies, you're all royalty.
Yes, you are. You have royalty. And thank you so much again. We couldn't have done it without you. And we're looking forward to everybody coming back in 3 months. We're going to come back. We're going to do this quarterly and bring more people on board with you and join in with the life management group from Linnell. And all of my information is in there. Be sure and send me your information so that I can mail out your books. And I'm going to autograph your books that I'm from what you've done here and how you have helped to make this platform a success. So with that said, oh gosh, can't thank you all enough, and much love to everybody in this sisterhood and this platform for helping to bring together our Aim to Purpose Empowerment Series, where we are reclaiming our legacy as Black Queens, a production of L. Hicks Consulting Services and LLC, and thank you. So with that said, good night, everybody. Bye-bye. Take care. And look in the chat, get all of your information.
Thank you so much.
And I'm just sending information so you can come on the show. Okay, iPhone, we're seeing you. Oh, you're wearing your crown. You go now, Queen. I love it. Yeah, we're gonna wear our queen crowns on the show too. When Joy comes on the show, Jordan, when you come on the show, we're gonna wear our crowns because you'll have it by then. I'm gonna send it to you as soon as I get the book by Dr. Joy DeGroove to send you. So good night, everybody, and thanks
Shalom.
again. Much, much, much love to everyone.